Hello scholars, it's Miss Edwards and welcome to lesson 6.3, similar polygons. So just a review from last time, it says if two polygons are similar, then any two corresponding side lengths are proportional. So today we're finding the missing side lengths and we're going to use the solving proportions to find our missing length. So if you don't have it already, go ahead and grab two different colored highlighters. We're going to use those to color code our two polygons, our two shapes. So with the first color, let's highlight a side on the left shape here. Let's highlight this one. Now, because we're starting with this one, we're going to write a 6. Now, what does that correspond to on the right? That would be this side here, which is a question mark. So we're going to write an X for that. Now grab a second color. And let's go back to the first shape we started with, which is this one. And we're going to highlight another side, which is 14. So our second fraction is going to have 14 at the top. And what does this correspond to on the right? This side here, which is 7. So that's how we're going to write our fractions, okay? Once we do that, we have equal fractions, we have a proportion, and we can solve to find our answer. So let's look at number 1. So first, we're going to label each shape A and B so that we know, where we're starting, where we're ending. And then let's go ahead and pick a side to start with. I want to make sure I include the question mark in my proportion, so I'm going to start with that one. And so what does that correspond to on B? That would be this side here. So my first fraction is going to be x over 21. And that's going to equal, again, now choose another color. And let's pick another side. So we have 4, and that corresponds to 12. So our second fraction is going to be 4 over 12. Now I'm going to go ahead and butterfly. So x times 12 is equal to 4 times 21. X times 12 is 12x. And 4 times 21 is 84. And I divide both sides by 12. So x is equal to 7. All right, so now go ahead and pause the video. Try number 2. All right, so let's highlight. Now I want to let's label A and B first. Now I want to make sure I highlight the question mark, so I'm going to start with this top side. So this top side corresponds to this top side. So my fraction is 10 over x. And now I actually have a choice between now I have 2 more sides I can choose from, so it doesn't really matter. I'll choose the bottom. So I'll do 16 and 24. So my second fraction is 16 over 24. If I choose 14 over 21, that's also going to give you the correct answer. All right, so now I'm going to butterfly. So x times 16, that's equal to 10 times 24. So x times 16 is 16x, and 10 times 24 is 240. I'm going to divide both sides by 16, and x is equal to, I have to plug this one in, it's 15. All right. So those are pretty simple. Now with the next part, it just gets a little bit more complex just because we're going to have expressions now. So same thing though, I'm going to start with labeling A and B. Right? Because I'm always going to start with A and then end with B. Like A will be on the top for both and B will be on the bottom for both. So make sure, you just have it set up correctly. Now I'm going to choose, there's not many options here, so I'm just going to start with the top. So I have this top one that corresponds to the top one over here. So my first fraction is 40 over 48. Then my next corresponding pair would be 20 and 3x minus 3. So that's going to be equal to 20 over 3x minus 3. And now I'm going to butterfly. So I have 40 times 3x minus 3 is equal to 48 times 20. Now I'm going to distribute. So 40 times 3x is 120x. 40 times 3 is 120, so minus 120. And then 48 times 20 should be 960. And now we have a two-step equation to solve. All right, I'm going a little fast through the proportion because we did this last lesson. So if you still have a question, you can pause and come ask me. But we should be getting 120x equals 1,080. Right, 960 plus 120 is 1,080. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 120. So I'm going to put in 1,080 divided by 120. That is x equals 9. Okay. There we go. X equals 9. So now go ahead and pause the video. Try number 4 on your own. All right. So I'm going to label A and B. And I'm going to, let's start with this side right here. That corresponds with this one. So it's going to be, let's write it over here. 3x plus 4 over 35 equals. And then my other side here. Now see how they've included 40, but we can't, we have to use this side and this side. That's why I want you guys to highlight just to make sure you're using the right numbers and setting up your proportion correctly. So we have 24 over 30. Okay. Now when I butterfly, I get 35 times 24 is equal to, so that's this one, is equal to 30 times 3x plus 4. And now let's go ahead and solve. So 35 times 24 is equal to 840. 30 times 3x is 90x. And 30 times 4 is 120. And now I am going to solve. So subtract 120 from both sides. So 840 minus 120 is 720. And when I divide both sides by 90, right, this is the same thing as 72 divided by 9. So x is just going to be 8. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. This actually is going to be just a little bit of a shorter video because I, after making all of these copies, decided we're going to skip this word problem part. So just to let you know, if you ever see this, maybe in SAT or ACT or something like that, if you see a word problem involving, similar shapes, you can always use what we just did and you can work through the word problem. I believe that you guys got it. So we're just going to go ahead and skip. Okay. We're not going to go over this. We're going to just focus on just the equation part, like these kind of problems. Okay. And if you want more help on word problems, you can always, let me know and I can give you some to practice on your own. So I will see you guys in the next lesson. Bye.